Rochas Okorocha set to dump APC for PDP Samuel Anyanwu. Former governor of Imo State and senator representing Imo West Senatorial Zone, Senator Rochas Okorocha is set to join the PDP. This was made known by Senator Samuel Anyanwu while speaking to newsmen over the weekend. Senator Anyanwu, a former lawmaker, revealed that some Imo lawmakers of the All Progressives Congress have started negotiating to join the People's Democratic Party, PDP, in the state. Anyanwu said this concerning the future of PDP and the state in 2023. He said, if national and state lawmakers are secretly negotiating for a comeback into PDP, those already in the party should see their membership as a privilege to remain loyal and dedicated to party rules. Over the last year, the All Progressives Congress in Imo State has been besieged by internal rancor, which has seen former Governor Rochas Okorocha fighting for his political life. The former governor had gone ahead to set up a parallel party structure led by Dan Nwafo, which has been declared illegal and void by the party national leadership. Okorocha, who revealed to newsmen last week that he has been unable to enroll in the massive revalidation exercise of the PDP, has been accused of anti-party activities, chief among which is the attempt to destabilize the party before his move to the PDP. Well, are we surprised? I don't know. Like, are we meant to be shocked by this? I mean, this is not really something in which you're like, oh, what? How would he want to leave? This is like a natural... It's part of the political life of how the system works in a country. Again, it's rare. If you're going to be part of PDP, again, because you're introduced in so many circles and maybe the nature of your position and your job, you will be introduced to other people in which, again, even in the National Assembly and all that, you're not just the only person there. Yes, your party is the ruling party. Wait, actually, is it all APC? I'm not really sure. But you're going to meet different people. And the fact is, especially the powers that are, powers that we do not see, that run things, as some people will say. So yeah, it's not something that we're meant to be surprised about. I think what is extra, I guess, about this is the plan that he has, Okorocha, to destabilize the party before he moves to the PDP, which is a bit, of course, it's going to be very, naive to assume that there is literally no problems or no clash within these political parties. Of course there is, but this seems very vengeful to destabilize the party before you then move to the PDP. Of course, they have beef a lot of the time. And again, it's like these are the players that we see, the players that we do not see that really dictate how things are going to be run. We never really know. We actually never really know. And again, this shows the standards are just dropped. But again, it's like, as Nigerians, what would we choose to do? My personal opinion is that we should just ditch APC and PDP. I'm at this point, it's like they are literally one party. You cannot tell me otherwise. They are literally one party, and it's a game of probability and your connections, and you're gonna be lucky if you can get into one, because again, it's all about probability. If this party seems like it's gonna win, you play your cards right and you try to get into that party before the elections and see if you have a good chance of securing yourself a position. And then that politics alone just requires that you have the right connections and you get into the right spaces. But I guess that's just what it is. Again, for PDP and APC, again, it's like a mix. You know what I mean? The same set of people is the same caliber of people, is the same. They are just jumping from one to another depending on the year. And this just shows, on a basic level, that should just show lack of commitment issues. Lack of commitment. Yes, lack of commitment. It just shows that you cannot stick to something, and it just shows, and it shows in when they start to do their projects and they plan to change things in the country. And it's like, you said you're going to do this, and now you don't follow up with what you say. You're not keeping up with your word. So it makes it hard for your people to trust you. And again, this jumping from APC to PDP to just tell you and be obvious to you to know how this sort of election thing and presidential thing, everything is manufactured. Nothing really is a coincidence anymore. Even in a country like Nigeria that is so blatantly corrupt and all that, it's still very much. That obviously shows how manufactured it is, but then sometimes it's just a bit like, come on now. I mean, the standards are very, 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 very low. Just look at the precedent, and you just know how you do have an understanding of how low that bar is. But again, it's not really the political party that makes things not work. Is who the people are that are representing the party. But still, but still, but still, everything is still very much it's still very much suspicious, very much suspicious. But then what do you expect? What do you expect? For in terms of presidential ambition, because again, whoever is the president, that party is the ruling party, isn't it? So again, him choosing to go to PDP is obviously with the aim that somebody in that party will run for president. And I'm not really sure, apart from Atiku, which was in 2019, I have not really heard anybody that wants to be a presidential aspirant there. And again, when it comes to this whole thing, and again, as I said, it's all manufactured. It's proof, because in terms of how I describe it, the main blocks that hold Nigerian politics together and the Nigeria's running together, for example, when it comes to the elections, the INEC committee, an APC member, wasn't it? Is it Loretta Onoche? Maybe not. I'm not sure. I think it's her. She holds a position in which you're actually meant to be neutral and not have any connection to any party. The chief of army staff is also APC as well. Again, if you have the INEC, that's actually the body representing, independence. Well, it's basically it's like an audit. It's the electoral audit when it comes to voting and all that, and everything having to do with the elections. If that is already compromised by somebody who is in a party, that is gone. I mean, that already proves that. And then when it comes to security, the chief of army staff and other key positions as well. So I think APC have, they've had 8 years. So it would be very much unexpected if they had not, staged themselves well to make sure that they win the next election. So basically, in conclusion, what I am basically trying to say is that I am not sure if it may be the right thing for Okorocha. Why? Because it does not seem like there's anybody in PDP that seems to want to push for the, presidential aspirational the presidential bid. For APC, at least we know one, Adamu Gaba. I mean, he was, maybe he still is, but he's going to very much be active in APC because he needs to be recognized for some reason. Is what it is. Put what you think about this in the comment section below. Don't forget to like and subscribe.